Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. We are going to talk about third lord in all houses. So if your third lord, whatever planet it may be in the chart, if it is sitting in any particular house 1 to 12, what are the general results that we can see, positive, negative, both, that we are going to discuss in detail. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself or you want to learn Jyotish and do a course, you can go on this website. The link is shown in the description. You can also connect on this WhatsApp number shown below for more information on consultation and courses. So we are going to talk about third lord in various houses. Now, before moving on, understand that third lord, what does third house represent? Third house is many things, but generally third house, we have to see the Karak planets. Whatever house you are looking at, you need to see the Karak planet who is ruling that house, and that generates the natural strength of that house. So Mars and Mercury are two planets which are naturally governing the third house, irrespective of the zodiac sign. No, even if let's suppose Venus is your third lord, but still Mars and Mercury are two planets which are going to control the third house naturally. And if you see the significations of third house, they are ruled by Mars and Mercury mostly. Like the significations ruled by Mars are courage, willpower, dedication, efforts, stamina, boldness, assertiveness, confidence, competition, action orientedness, all these things. And significations ruled by Mercury: speech, communication, commerce, sales, trade, analysis, numbers, mathematics, calculations, banking, all these things. They are represented by Mercury. Now, whenever you are looking at third lord in various house, in any house whatsoever, you have to see that Mars and Mercury are well placed in the chart. The better Mars and Mercury are, the more third lord will have strength, and it will obviously give positive results. Now, we'll start one by one. So, third lord in first house. Now, first house is you yourself. First house is the Lagna, the body, physical, mental well-being, energy, stamina, strength, vitality, nature, behavior, personality, longevity. That is first house. Now, whenever third lord is sitting in the first house, so here Sun, Mars and Lagna lord, the more they are strong, the better third lord will function. So it can make person quite independent, gives strong willpower, dedication, boldness, assertive behavior, is good self-confidence, competitive spirit, fighting spirit, courage, risk-taking ability, and gives positive aggression, a certain stubbornness that until and unless I don't reach my ambitions, fulfill my goals, I'm not going to stop, that kind of attitude. And it also is good for leadership skills, and also brings our action-oriented, relentless behavior. Okay, so it's not only like I am only having big goals and desires, but I'm not working for them. So third lord is efforts. Third lord is Purusharth. So the Purusharth means efforts for anything that you are aspiring for. So action and efforts and hard work, they are going to be present in nature. First house is you yourself. So that kind of attitude can be seen, but you need to see that Sun and Mars must be strong. Then it also brings a good speech and communication style. So it depends on the planets. Let's suppose Venus, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter are placed. Then they are soft planets, so it generally gives a softer style of speech, which is more calm, persuasive, charming, civilized, diplomatic and benevolent. But if we talk about fiery planets like Sun, Mars and Ketu or fire signs, then it will be more bold, assertive, straightforward, blunt style of speech and communication. Can be somewhat harsh and hurtful also sometimes, but fiery planets can bring this kind of communication, and the softer planets can bring the other kind of communication. But generally in both the cases, it shows that person has good ability to express, share their ideas, and through their speech and communication they are able to get their way. So that kind of thing can be seen. Then apart from that, third house is your siblings and friends. So if third lord is well placed in the Lagna, it gives generally good relationship with siblings and a good company of friends. Then it can show liking for certain things, liking for sports, adventure. Adventure, it can be anything: hiking, biking, driving, or any kind of adventure sports, rafting, parasailing, whatever. So the thing here is that any kind of sports, adventure, fitness, writing, music, performing arts of all kinds. Third house is performing arts, poetry, And if Mercury is strong, well placed, then it can easily bring good logic, means the person is adept and capable in mathematics, in logic and reasoning. And it is also considered very well for STEM fields, science, technology, engineering and mathematics fields, or commerce, whether it is accounts or banking or finance, whatever. But depending on the yogas, you need to see other combinations in the chart, how planets are placed. But third lord in first house with the strong Mercury can show good communication, as well as maths, logic, reason, analysis. These kind of abilities are sound and they can bring affinity in these fields. Then third lord in first house, it can also show business acumen, how the real world function. It makes person more practical, analytical, and they are able to understand that, okay, this is how the real world functions. So it can it can give a good business sense and make a businessman as well. But you need to check combinations for that. It does not mean that every time third lord in first house person is going to end up doing a business. No, you have to see other yogas. Third lord in first house is one of the placements which is considered fruitful for self-employment or a business or entrepreneurship. Then it also makes person quite socially adept. Even if you are introvert, but still third lord in first house shows ability to express and communicate is good. Ability to socialize is good. Forming networks is favorable. So it person is generally adept at socializing. And it also brings good energy, health, stamina and vitality, a strong body. So these are the results of third lord in first house. Now we'll talk about second house. Now second house is the house of your speech, family and money and creativity. Now third house is the house of speech and communication again. So here both are the houses of speech and communication. So it generally makes communication very important for the person. So you can see that third lord in second or second lord in third person generally likes to communicate. They are more talkative in a sense. It's not like that, even if there are very few people, but it's not like that person will be like, I don't want anybody near me, I am fine on my own, just get lost, that kind of thing. It will be like there will be a desire that I should have some company, some friend, some person, some close person to talk to. So that kind of thing can be seen here. So third lord in second house generally makes communication very important for the personality to have a sense of balance and sense of satisfaction. Then generally makes person talkative and social, even if on a limited scale, but it generally makes talkative and social. But at the same time, it's the communication is good, speech and communication. They again depending on the planets. If softer planets, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter and Moon, they can show very impressive, soft, persuasive, charming, humoristic, diplomatic, factual style of speech and communication. You are able to persuade and charm through your speech only. People are impressed with your style of presentation. So that kind of thing can be seen. And if fiery planets are sitting, then like Mars or Saturn. Saturn is not fiery, but it is a malefic. Saturn doesn't like to talk much. It's very limited and reserved. But the thing here is that particularly Sun, Mars and Ketu and fiery signs, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, if they are there, then it can show very blunt, straightforward, sometimes harsh and hurtful, assertive, argumentative, bold style of speech and communication. Still people are impressed by your demeanor and your style of communicating, but but there is a difference with the softer planets and the malefics. Then here it can show that if affliction is tremendous, like in second house third lord is going and the third lord is afflicted or second lord is badly placed, so then it can show like affliction means it is in deep Papkartri Yoga, hemmed between malefics, or it is in association with the Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, all these planets. Then it can bring negative attributes in communication. It can either bring a lot of tendency to lie all the time, abusive, curse speech, always cursing around, bad words, manipulation, and quite shrewd in nature, where you are able to like use other people for selfish gains, because second house is money also, remember that. So here if third lord in second house is afflicted, then it can bring these negative aspects as well. But at the same time, it's excellent for creativity. You have to see the yogas. Venus, moon, Mercury must be strong. If they are well placed, you will see that third lord in second house is excellent for creativity, arts, beauty, music, writing, poetry, literature, media, mass communication, design of all kinds, whether it is fashion design, interior design, product design, graphic design, anything. Marketing, sales, public relations, advertising, education, people who are like teachers or professors, we can see this, education related areas. And if Mercury is strong, it generally gives a logical personality also, yet which is more materialistically driven, because second house is again money, wealth, and all the luxuries of life. Second house, 12th house is luxury, second house is money and income, wealth. So more materialistic. And third house is efforts. So efforts to earn money, efforts to earn money to keep your family stable and provide them a good life, because second house is family as well. And communication plays a very significant role in maintaining the harmony in family, because third lord in second house, it means that even if the more people in the family, they are respecting each other and they share healthy communication with each other, the better home life will be, more peace will be there. Obviously it is the general statement as well, but in this case it matters the most, because third lord of communication sitting in second house of speech as well as family. Otherwise it can create a lot of disputes, and all the time people are fighting and quarreling if they are badly placed. So it's like a negative family environment where people are always bickering and fighting and not agreeing to points and having any kind of enmity with each other. But if it is well placed, obviously it will be a cordial, healthy relationship with family. Then apart from that, efforts for what? Third house is efforts, second house is money and income. So it shows effort to earn more money, and stability, and financial stability matters a lot. Progress matters a lot. Then it is excellent for certain fields like accounts, banking, tax, insurance, financial services, fintech, economics, literally anything related to money. Then it is also, you have to see the combinations, but it is also good for creative pursuits, like I told you before. Then at the same time, it generally makes person more social or socially adept, and more fun loving, party loving, and a good family background and good relations with them, and good company of friends, that kind of thing can be seen. Then if bad yogas are there, third lord is in second house but damaged, afflicted, or second lord is also badly placed, then obviously it can enhance a lot of and Saturn, Mercury, Rahu are influencing negatively, then it can enhance a lot of greed, lies, manipulation, selfishness. And selfishness only drives the relations at family. Everybody is together, or even if not together, just for the sake of money. Some selfish ulterior motives, not because of the emotional connection or the love for each other. So that kind of thing can be seen, a disturbed family or a home life, and every time it's like everybody for themselves and they are connected for selfish ulterior motives or with some greed, that's all. So that is the negative aspect. Now what about third house? So third lord in third house, if third lord is in third house, the better sun, Lagna lord and Mars are, it is a very excellent situation. It can bring high levels of willpower, stamina, energy, ambition, dedication, stubbornness, positive aggression, self-confidence, dedication, competitive spirit, courage, risk-taking ability, fighting spirit, relentlessness, toughness. And third lord in third house, it will test you, it will throw challenges, but it will also make you win. It will give you those qualities which I described so far, so that you are able to pave your way and get success in life. So third lord in third house is an excellent situation for having these attributes in personality. It also brings a lot of leadership skills, ability to take responsibility on shoulders, and not back down and shy away in terms of in any kind of struggling times. So third lord in third house like person is a fighter, a warrior, that okay, I will not back down. Even if I fail, I will try again and again till I succeed. So that is third house. And at the same time, it shows a very excellent style of speech and communication, where again, if fiery planets are influencing Sun, Mars, Ketu, or fire signs, then obviously the communication will be good, expression will be very fine, but it will be more bold and assertive and dominating and encouraging and motivating, and at the same time person is able to uplift other people's spirits, so that kind of thing. But if we are talking about softer planets like Mercury, Venus, Jupiter and Moon, then the communication will be more soft, calm, peaceful, smooth, humoristic, and jovial, fun-loving, and more benevolent. Persuasion will be very high. So that kind of thing can be seen. But in both the cases, third lord in third house is considered very good for excellent style of speech and communication. Then it makes person quite action-oriented and hard-working. You have big ambitions, you have desires, but in order to fulfill them, you need to work. So it makes a person somewhat realistic and practical in worldview, that if I have to do something, I have to be something, I have to do something about it. So that is third house. And Mercury is what? Third, natural karak of third house. So Mercury is plan of action. Mars is energy, the action that you do. So they help you there to put your intelligence and put your physical labor to use, and again succeed later. Then this is also considered very excellent for sports, liking for, like person can like sports, like to play sports or watch sports, the sports and fitness and adventure of anything, where adventure and thrill is there, that kind of thing can be seen. Tech savvy, person can be tech savvy. And if Mercury is well placed, the more Mercury is powerful, you will see that it will make person more logical, rational, practical, clever, sharp, strong memory, socially adept, quite intelligent, and they are able to learn through the reality of life, not just like through books or colleges. It will be like I have practical understanding of how the world works. Then it also gives a good company of friends and healthy loving relationship with siblings. Then excellent for several areas. You have to see the combinations in the chart. Good for media, mass communication, sales, PR, advertising, marketing, business. You can see businessmen with this, import, export, trade, all the financial industry, banking, insurance, investment, audit, account, tax, commerce, operations, defense and police, all the people who are in security industry, security organizations, so army, navy, air force, all other police and everything. Then STEM fields, IT, electronics, communication, networking, telecom, transportation of all kinds, whether it is roadways, railways, airways, excellent for writing, music, performing arts, fine arts, acting, music, dance, drama, any sculpting, painting, anything. It's good for that. And then communication, it also represents teaching. We can see professors or teachers with this. So these are certain good placements for professions for third lord in third house. You need to check the combinations. Now we talk about fourth house. So whenever third lord is in fourth house, now fourth house is the house of emotions, family, mother, childhood, affection, love, warmth, empathy, kindness, care, compassion, all these things. And it is your home where you feel safe and comfortable and secure. So fourth house is your place where you are relaxing, where you are in your peace of mind, in your own zone, where you are not working. So third house is the house of actions. Third house is the house of efforts. Third house is fighting. Third house is like seeking something constantly and working for it. But fourth house is like, though I want to chill around and I want to be in my own home and I don't want to work too much here. So that kind of attitude prevails. But you have to see moon for this. Moon and Mercury. The more moon and Mercury are well placed, third lord in fourth house can function fine. But it generally brings what? A close emotional bond with family. Okay. Moon must be well placed. If it is not happening, then it can create family troubles also. But the point here, I'm talking about good results. So good results means close emotional bond with family, good family background and environment. You are coming from a healthy family where people are there to support you. Then it generally makes person more emotional rather than logical. Can make somewhat dramatic, but gives close friends, really close friends, and good relationship with siblings, mother. And it's like mother is also like a friend. Mother helps you, takes care of you, but also it's like It's a fun relationship. It can be seen that way. Fourth house is mother. Then it also gives a excellent good emotional expression, not only just a style of speech and communication. There are many people who have capability to communicate in public spaces or with strangers, but when it comes to expression of their feelings and emotions, they are just incapable to do it. They don't have that power, don't have that ability. So here, third lord in fourth house or fourth lord in third house, it generally gives you that ability to express your own emotions and understand the emotions of other people as well. So it gives you a high emotional quotient. You are emotionally intelligent. You are able to understand that, okay, this is how I am feeling and this is how other people can be feeling around me, and you just do your actions accordingly. So that kind of thing. Then it also makes person somewhat fun loving, but laid back and limited and choosy in social life. It does not mean that these people don't like to be having fun or not. They like that, but it's like, I have a limited company, I don't like it with everybody. So that kind of thing. But at the same time, more driven by comfort, calm and peace. And it does not mean that they are not doing anything. The thing here is, the third house is working, efforts, but efforts are here for fourth house. So it can show working for family and duties and maintaining the balance in and harmony in my comfort zone, my home environment. So the person is able to work for the sake of the family, the duties that they hold upon to them, and for having a good home life, a family life, so that they are having a sense of peace in their mind. That is the target. So I am working for what? Fourth house. So I am working for the peace of mind, for calmness, for a healthy life where there is not too much toxicity or drama. That is the goal in this case. Whether it will be fulfilled, you have to check the combinations. Moon must be strong and the good yogas, like I said, then it will bring it. Then liking for travels, cars, driving, cooking, all kind of arts, acting, music, dance, drama, theater, painting, sculpting, design, anything, any kind of arts. It enhances the creativity, but also makes person quite protective and possessive, and a tendency to hold grudges, and also gives you you have to see the yogas for that, but it takes you away from the native place, from the place of birth. You are born in a particular place, the person is living far away or settled down far away from the native place. But if, let's suppose, the fourth house is damaged and third lord is sitting there, then obviously it is going to be bringing a lot of problems in fourth house. So disturbed home life, family life, troubled relationship with mother, or troubles to mother, and no peace of mind. Even if you work hard, you have things in your life, material accomplishments are there, but there is no satisfaction, no calmness, no sense of stability, and inner emptiness is constantly prevailing inside. So that kind of negative attributes can be seen if it is damaged, but the all good points I have explained. Now we'll talk about fifth house. So if third lord is in fifth house, now fifth house is the house of intelligence, memory and creativity and education and relationships and children, many things. So third lord efforts, third lord natural character planet is Mercury, its influence is going to be in fifth. Now the better fifth house will be, more positive results we can expect. So it can first of all show good levels of intelligence, memory, quick learning capability, logic, reason, creativity, and both will be there. Creativity also there and logic can be seen. Some people are more emotional and they are not very logical. So they can be creative and artistic and imaginative, but their logical front is not that great. Or vice versa. Some people are very logical, but yet they are not very much into the understanding of the abstract art or all those things. But here, fifth house, third lord in fifth house, and fifth house is strong, can show that there is a balance in the logical front also and in the creative artistic front as well. So it also brings a good level of creativity, innovation, deep insight, good levels of education, because already it can enhance your learning and memory and intelligence. So performing well in education, you need to see the fifth lord, how it is placed. Then again, excellent style of speech and communication, very good for writing, reading, design again of all kinds, whether it is fashion, interior, product, or engineering design, whatever, any kind of design. Then music, all kind of arts, and all kind of fine arts, artistic subjects also, arts like we do history, political science, or they are subjects of arts for them also. Then acting, public relations, marketing, advertising, entertainment, media, mass communication, sports, and beauty, fashion, hospitality. Then it is excellent for teaching and consulting, anything related to intelligence, where you are sharing your knowledge, to teaching or consulting or advice or counseling, or we can see investments with fifth house. So people working in stock market or investment banking, they can be seen with this. Then again, very favorable for good company of friends and healthy relationships, but you have to work for relationships. Third house is efforts must be put in order to have a good, stable, healthy relationships. Obviously it has to be done for everybody, not just this placement, but this placement particularly requires that if there are good combinations for relationships, love affairs in life, then it can give you opportunities, but in order to keep them in a good way, you need to work for them, that kind of thing. Then it also can show, it can make person social in attitude, more fun loving and chill kind of personality, or quite humoristic, liking for sports, fashion, beauty, reading, writing, learning, and also driven by power, status, authority, fame, respect, and gets that as well. More like flamboyant sometimes. So that kind of thing can be seen with the third lord in fifth house. Now what about sixth house? So sixth house, you need to check condition of Sun, Mars and Saturn, and one thing must be seen is that Lagna Lord must be strong. If Lagna Lord is not strong, this condition can create a lot of struggles with not too much gains in life. So Lagna Lord, Ascendant Lord must be well placed. And third Lord in sixth house, the third Lord in sixth house is the house of struggles, delays, challenges, obstacles, diseases, loans, debts, enemies, court cases, all those issues, divorce, separation. So sixth house is not a good house, and also the house of competition and survival and management and routine jobs and everything. So third Lord in sixth house shows that Lagna Lord, if it is strong, Sun, Mars are well placed, then obviously excellent placement for bringing a lot of willpower, dedication, discipline, courage, risk ability, competitive spirit. A person is a fighter and a warrior, very tough, and they are very relentless, aggressive, stubborn, energy and stamina is there. They don't shy away from fights, they don't shy away from struggles, face it and they win. It also is, it will test you no matter what. Whenever sixth house is strong, third lord in sixth house, or generally planets in sixth house, you will see that there will be struggles, delays, challenges, hardships in your life. Whatever area, it depends on the chart. It can be your career, education, relationships, marriage, health, finances, whatever it may be. It can be any literal thing in your life, but it is gonna test you to the core. And that is why I say Lagna Lord must be strong, because Lagna is you. Sixth house is your enemy. If sixth house is powerful, it means enemy is powerful. You can't win. So first Lord must support you in order to give you victory. So if first Lord is strong, then it shows that the person, even if there will be struggles, hardship, challenges of any kind in life, they will be able to win over them. They will be able to succeed. Despite initial failures, person succeeds. And it makes person very clever, practical, logical, realistic, patient, diligent, observant, very sharp, and you learn from the experiences of life. It's not like I have learned through the books, through colleges, through some teachers. No, I have faced hardships. I have learned through learned hard lessons, and that is what has made me tough, and that is what has made me more sane now. That okay, this is how the things work. Last time I failed, this time I'm not going to repeat. That kind of thing. Then it again brings a lot of, it can show liking for adventure, sports, fitness, but can make person workaholic and protective. And it's not a good placement for siblings. Either the relationship with the sibling is not going to be great, or the siblings are not there, or troubles to sibling like health problems to siblings, or if very malefic combinations early death of siblings, that can be seen. But third, to either like siblings are becoming siblings or friends, or troubles to or with them, or either they are not there. Then it can show several areas for which it is excellent, very favorable for, you need to see all combinations, other yugas, but third lord in sixth house is very good for defense, any kind of area, army, police, navy, air force, any safety security organizations, any literal any. And good for medicine, healthcare, life science, fitness, holistic medicine, any kind of medicine generally. Then all kind of financial areas, banking, financial institutions, services, NBFCs, insurance, investment, audit, account, tax, anything, money related areas. Good for sports and management, general management, like people who are working in HR can be seen with sixth house. Then media and journalism and law, field of law. So these are certain areas for which sixth house is considered excellent. But you need to see that sixth house is going to give you test, it is going to throw challenges. But if it is well placed, Lagna Lord is supportive, ultimately person wins. And those tough times, they shape the personality and give brilliant opportunities, Bhagyodaya, in those tough times only, that kind of thing. Now seventh house, third lord in seventh house. So generally it is a good placement. It can show person either is very social, or even if not very introvert, but they are not very extrovert, but they are still socially adept, good at socializing, good at communication, good at maintaining relationships or forming contacts. So that kind of thing. Then here Mercury must be strong. So if the more Mercury or Saturn or Rahu are strong, it will make person more logical, rational, practical, skeptical, and very again learning through life experiences, and they know how the real world works. Very clever, very sharp, and somewhat cunning and opportunistic also. That okay, this is how the world works, this is how the things are, this is how the societies function, this is how the people are, and I need to pave my way around them. That kind of practical, realistic approach, that can be seen here. And hence it can it makes person more materialistic also. You will not see third lord in seventh house very spiritual, no. Maybe some other combinations, but this is not a good combination placement for being very spiritual. It is more good for materialistic aspects. So materialistic, it does not mean it is a bad thing, it's fine. The more driven by money, assets, status, power, authority, luxuries, businesses, success, all those things, prosperity, all those things. So it will be bringing your efforts, third house's efforts towards seventh house. So efforts for attaining all these things in life, becoming big, becoming successful, and it generates greed. Person is never satisfied. Third lord in seventh house, generally you will see people can be accomplished, they can be having a lot of things in their lives, many resources, but what they don't have is satisfaction, contentment, fulfillment. Inner emptiness will be there, and an element of greed will be there, that okay, now I have got this, what next? The reason is in seventh house, natural seventh house, who is debilitated? Sun. Who is exalted? Saturn. The thing here is that you are losing ego here. It means that I don't know who I am, so I am just chasing the material world blindly in order to fulfill my innate emptiness, and that kind of thing can be seen. So it can make you give, it can give you excellent material success, but what it can't give is this. Then excellent for good speech and communication. Most of the time you will see person is quite smooth, diplomatic, persuasive, charming, somewhat manipulative, very civilized in their style of speech, and their presentation and their speaking skills are very excellent, which majority of the time they get their way just through that only. They don't have to do unnecessary drama or throw a lot of pressure around. Not like that. It's like my intelligence, my sharpness, my skill sets, my communication is enough to succeed and make way. It can also show good business acumen and business sense. You have to see combinations for that. Not all the time, but it can. Then seventh house is marriage. So communication and intellectual compatibility becomes very important in this case for stable marriage. Otherwise, emotional connection will not be there. The third lord in seventh means these two things become very relevant. Else the emotional dissatisfaction, detachment, distance, that comes, and it becomes a very cold, dull kind of relationship. But at the same time, it's good for sales, trade, business, entrepreneurship, marketing, advertising, customer relations, media, mass communication, entertainment, politics, commerce, supply chain, delivery, logistics, e-commerce, transportation, all kinds, partnerships, investments, investment banking, asset management, wealth management, anything like that. And if third lord is badly placed in seventh house, negative influence of Saturn, Rahu, Mars is present, then obviously it can show, first of all, very bad marriage, any kind of troubles in marriage, extremely bad for marriage then. So either there will be a lot of fights, disrespect, no emotions, no love, no warmth, no care, and it can show a lot of lies and cheating and selfishness and gold digging attitude, distrust, manipulation, bad, harsh, hurtful, abusive speech, that kind of thing. A really two-faced hypocrite individual we can see with this. If third lord is badly placed in seventh, it will be like that I am just portraying a facade in front of the society, seventh house is society, but actually I am entirely different from that. So that kind of attribute can be reflected if it is badly placed in seventh. Obviously you need to see many other combinations. I'm just talking about one singular planet in a particular house. Now the eighth house, if third lord is in eighth house, again eighth house is uncertainties, accident, injuries, surgeries, or death and troubles and problems and losses, any kind of sudden issues. So it's not a good house. And third house is eighth from eighth, bhavat bhavam, it is eighth from eighth. So again the same thing like I said in sixth house, that it will put you to test. And in this situation, lagna lord again must be strong. If lagna lord is, ascendant lord is weak, then struggles will be constantly there, instability will be there, and life will not be very progressive or successful. So here it matters a lot that lagna lord becomes strong. But even if it is strong, what will happen? It will throw challenges. It will test you. It will create struggles and difficulties and trials and tribulations and hardships of any kind. It can be literally in any area depending on the chart. It can be in career, education, health, family, finances, marriage, children, whatever. It can be literally anything. It depends on the chart. But it will throw issues there. And it will test you, it will demoralize, and certain situations occur where you are failing and you are under pressure, and a lot of confidence is going down, you don't know, a lot of confusion is there, and person is losing. That kind of thing happens. But if lagna lord is powerful, third lord is well placed in eighth house, it fights back all the time. So Mars and sun and lagna lord, if they are well placed, every time person bounces back. Even if there are struggles, challenges, delays, no matter what, person is a fighter. They always bounce back, and they bounce back much greater than before. That is an excellent result here. So you cannot escape the eighth house negativity. It can't be escaped, but it can show a high level of success because of that event in your life. Okay, so it shows that the things like person is patient, observant, has capability to take risk, fight, is tough, relentless, has courage, and does not shy away from difficulties. Also secretive, observe more, speak less, and victory over any kind of struggles. There will be periodic ups and downs always, but ultimately person is victorious. And it is good for certain things like it can make person quite observant, analytical, and secretive, introvert, and more I'll say more research oriented, where and liking for hidden things, like mysterious things, occult sciences, jyotish, shamanism, anything which is any kind of mystic aspects that can be seen. It depends. It is excellent for certain fields. We can see researchers or people who are in R&D or in any kind of analytical work, analyst of any kind, in any domain, planning, strategy, operations, defense, again, military, army, police, oil security industry, air force, navy, anything, secret services, people who can be working as agents, secret agents, detectives, STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, heavy industries, coal, oil, gas, mining, electrical, energy, cement, chemical, anything. Heavy industries are good. Then BFSI, banking, financial service, insurance, fintech, tax, and accounts and risk and audit and anything, financial industry. You need to see the yogas for that, but third lord in 8th house can show. Then again, good for sports and supply chain and shipping and occult sciences, jyotish, these things, they are very good for that. Then it can give accidents, injuries, surgeries, sudden changes, sudden instability, troubles with in-laws, property disputes, or it. But like I said, if third lord is well placed, 8th lord is okay, Lagna lord is strong, these things won't be there too much. Rather, it will promote health. Even if they are there, they will be minor. Even some injuries are occurring, accidents are occurring, they are not life threatening. So even if some instability is occurring, it's not permanent, that kind of thing. So and again, if it is well placed, it is good for properties, building assets on your own, not just only your family inheritance, building assets and properties and real estate on your own. It's good for that. So these are results of third lord in 8th house. Now 9th house. What is the 9th house? Again, this is a good placement because third lord and 9th house are in front of each other. Here what matters is the condition of Jupiter and Mercury. The more Jupiter and Mercury are strong, the better this yoga will function. But it is considered very good for giving high levels of intelligence. When I say intelligence, it does not necessarily mean that person is going to be performing very well in academics all the time. It does not mean that you are going to be a meritorious student. It means that person has a good level of intelligence and learning ability. Okay, so that is one. Apart from that, it makes person more curious, good memory, and again, very excellent style of speech and communication, where you, third house is ideas, you are able to think, you are able to form ideas, you are able to look at big picture and correlate and understand, and again, then you also have the capability to express it, that kind of thing. Then it gives you a factual, analytical, or a very sharp ability to express. That is a good aspect of third lord in 9th house. And good command on languages. Most of the time you will see people who speak multiple languages, and that too in a good way. It's not like that, okay, I don't know any one particular language in detail, so I just know several 2-3 languages, but none of them in detail. So not like that. Good command on languages can be seen. Excellent for writing and reading, and person can have a lot of interest in reading things, learning things. Curiosity can be high. Then hence it is good for education as well. We can see presence of good teachers and gurus and good bosses in life. And again, father plays a very vital role. 9th house is father. So a good healthy relationship with father, where father is not only like a guiding force for you, but he is also like a friend to you. You are also able to share good things and meaningful things with him. He teaches you important lessons in life. So that is when it is well placed, obviously. Then at the same time, it can bring a sense of and this is a good thing. If Mercury is strong, then the belief system what a person will have will be dependent on logic. Like, I have made my opinions because I have read about it, I have learned about it. I have just not made my opinion because somebody said so. My father said so, my people who I admire, they said so. No. It's like I studied, I inquired, and I formed my own belief system. And it makes person more vocal, more opinionated, more driven by ideas, driven by high ideologies. That kind of thing can be seen. It can make person more, it depends whether person is religious or not. that depends, religious or conservative or traditional, but it generally makes person more moralistic, ethical, value oriented, and have principles and commitment and duty and all those things. Then can make person judgmental to a certain extent. Then there is a affinity that person can think that they are right most of the times, and it is good for long travels, short distance, long distance, foreign travels, whatever, depending on the yogas. It is also excellent for certain fields like teaching, education, training, guidance, counseling, language, literature, writing, media, mass communication, printing, publishing, management, administration, law, religious works, philosophy, consulting, IT, electronics, networking, telecom, aviation, aerospace, all these things. Family businesses, if there are any family businesses, music, it is good for that. And ninth house is bhagya. Bhagya means luck, fate, fortune. So it gives a good level of luck, fate, fortune. You need to see the condition of ninth lord, how it is. And again, favorable for siblings, a healthy general good relationship with siblings, and good friends who are also like intellectual, that kind of friends. And if it is badly placed, then the things will not be very great, because ninth house, if it is damaged, then adharma will come. So it can show bad relationship with father, absent father, death of father, or troubles in education, wrong use of knowledge, kubuddhi, misdirection, confusion, and any kind of immoral and unethical behavior patterns, twisted moral compass. So greed and lies and selfishness, these things can prevail if they are badly placed in ninth house. But the positive results I have told you, excellent results possible if third lord is well placed in ninth. Now 10th house. Now 10th house is the house of actions. Third house is again efforts. I'm putting actions for something in my life. So in third house, it is considered a very good placement. You need to see the condition of Sun and Mars. The more they are strong, it makes person more career oriented, ambitious, driven by rajas. Rajas means power, position, authority, status, and name, reputation, fame, all these things, respect. So they work for that. It gives a sense of ego, high sense of self-respect and dignity, and stubbornness, aggression, boldness, assertiveness, action-oriented approach, willpower, dedication, discipline, leadership skills, good decision making, relentless approach. Person has tremendous capability to withhold responsibility on their shoulders. High level of self-confidence makes person very competitive, argumentative. Once they make up their mind, they don't listen. They just fulfill, and excellent for material accomplishments. Whatever your goal is, you'll be able to achieve it. Practical, make person more practical, not too much emotional and taking decisions emotionally all the time. More realistic, and know that okay, this is how the real world is. It is survival of the fittest here, and I need to if I need to be successful, I need to fight, otherwise I am going to be lost. Then very excellent persuasive speech and communication. If Sun, Mars, Ketu, fiery planets of fire signs are there, then no doubt it will be more bold, assertive, and quite dominating and confident. But it will still be persuasive. But if soft planets like Venus, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, then it will be more calm and smooth, diplomatic, and civil, and very peaceful kind of communication. Then you have to see the yogas. It can show good sense of business acumen, how the business runs, ideas, entrepreneurial skills. You have to see the yogas. Excellent for certain fields for career, depending on the other combinations. Very good for IT, electronics, networking, electrical, or telecommunication, management, administration, public service, media, mass communication, writing, publishing, printing, teaching, education, speech related professions. We can see BFSI, banking, financial service, insurance, investment, and accounts, commerce, economics, defense, and police, and government and security, performing arts, of all kinds of performing arts, transportation, roadways, railways, airways, anything. Excellent for business, and self-employment also if yogas are there, sales, marketing, trade, operations, handicrafts, or things where hands are used. So anything made up with hand. Then sports, but it shows career progress late in life with efforts and testing. Efforts will be needed, and there will be certain struggles, not so severe like 6th and 8th, but it will be there so that they shape you as an individual. Okay, so career progress is gradual, but it is a suitable placement for material accomplishments, growth and success and power, status, authority, all those things. Then comes the 11th house. Now if third lord is in 11th house, first of all it can make person more materialistically bent, not very spiritual in sense. You have to see other combinations, but generally third lord in 11th house. 11th house is the house of desires. Third and 11th house are the houses of Kama Trikona, 3, 7, 11. So Kama Trikona means the trine of desires. So here it generally brings more materialistic ambitions, desire for money, power, wealth, luxuries, houses, vehicles, relationships, pleasures, a good standard of living, and that is a good thing. But it also efforts for 11th house, means efforts to fulfill my desires. Efforts, third house is efforts, 11th house is desires and gains. I am putting my efforts to gain, to fulfill my desires what I have. So they work for that also. You need to see Sun and Mars and Lagna Lord. They must be well placed, otherwise person will not work. Sun and Mars give you that ability to work. But it is a suitable placement. It makes person more calm, clever, civilized, diplomatic, sharp, good memory, practical, rational, realistic, opportunistic. Mercury must be strong. Else you will see that people can be more emotional, not very practical, not very like they know that okay how literal things work. If Mercury is strong, obviously all the time you will see that person knows that okay this is how the real world works, this is how society functions, this is how people are, this is how things are done in practical sense. It's not like bookish knowledge. But if like Mercury is not that great, then still all other attributes will be there, but the level of practicality and the resourceful attitude, we say jugadu, so that aspect will be less. Resourcefulness will be less, and the practical understanding, the opportunism will be less. But it is considered fruitful if Mercury is well placed in this situation. Then it also makes person quite socially adept. Even if you are big introvert, you don't socialize much, but still person has excellent style of speech and communication, very charming, persuasive, calm, civil and soft style of speech, where through your ability to communicate and present you are able to do most of your works. So and again it is a very good situation for building a lot of connections and networking at workplace. Very favorable for that. Gives you good leadership skills, management skills. It can either make person youngest or eldest among the siblings. Then can give good business acumen. You have to see the yogas, how the combinations are, Saturn, Mercury, Rahu and Venus. The better they are, it can show business acumen and entrepreneurial mindset and person more driven by self-employment, but excellent for certain fields. First of all financial industry, anything, BFSI industry, fintech, commerce, e-commerce, IT, electronics, electrical, telecom, aviation, aerospace, transportation of all kinds, any literal aspect in transportation, whatever capacity, roadways, railways, airways, waterways, whatever. Then very good for business, sales, trade, media, mass communication, consulting. So 11th house is considered favorable for all these fields, and it gives you material gains, prosperity, success, money, wealth, all those things, good gains. They will come through efforts, but it can show that person is more driven by ambitions to have these things in life. Then comes, if third lord is badly placed in 11th house and heavy influence of bad Saturn, Mercury, Rahu are there, then it can show, you need to see Moon and Mercury, and Saturn, Mercury, Rahu are not well placed, or they are having malefic influence on Moon or Mercury. Then it can enhance the level of greed, lies, selfishness, many other negative attributes, cunningness, deceit, betrayal, manipulation, overly clever and shrewd and sleazy and corrupt and blindly materialistic. That kind of negative attributes can also be seen. You need to see other combinations. Don't jump to conclusions. Now comes the 12th house, last. So third lord in 12th house. So 12th house is the house of losses. 12th house is your bedroom. 12th house is where you sleep. So third lord efforts are going for what? Losses and sleep and relax. I just want to be in my private space. 12th house is isolation also, long distances in foreign lands, where 12th house is like oceans, where nobody is there, no civilization, oceans, and that too deep oceans. So the thing here is that third lord in 12th house, it shows that person is more laid back, more procrastinating. Some indiscipline is there, lethargy is there, concentration issues are there, and more lost in daydreams. But it does not mean that they don't do anything. It's like that they do things, but at the last moment. At the last moment, it's like more chill and relaxed kind of approach. Okay, I don't get nervous and anxious unnecessarily. Some anxiety can be seen, some anxiety, but overall not severely worried or depressed. Okay, so that kind of thing can be seen, that okay, don't worry, it will happen, we will take care, and things will work out. So that kind of optimistic approach or laid back approach can be seen in combination with each other in this placement, and it can give a liking for travel, nature, isolation, solitude, reading, philosophy, writing, fitness, literature. 12th house is imagination, can enhance your imagination too much, hence excellent for writing in poetry. Then less social person, even if they are very good at speaking or communication, but still they like to be reserved and private. So less social, more reserved, even if the communication is excellent still. Then is not very angry or dramatic. It's more like calm and peaceful and silent and insight and observant, and likes to be in their own zone. So seek peace and calm. Can be ambitious, but it depends on the combinations. You have to see how combinations are. But if third lord in 12th house and sun is also like in such situations, it will not make person overly ambitious. It will be like that, okay, I'm satisfied with what I have. I have stability, that is what matters to me, and that it's okay. That kind of thing. And it shows insight and deep thinking. You need to see the yogas. Not every time it happens, but Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, well placed. Insight and deep thinking, imagination, thinking the big things in life. That kind of aspect makes person more secretive, observant, liking for hidden mysterious things. Subjects, it can be Jyotish, Tantra, Yogas, Shamanism, palmistry, anything. Then excellent for research and analysis. You have to see Yogas for that. But third house is siblings, to 12th house is far away. So either siblings are living far away, or any kind of troubles to or with siblings. So troubles to siblings, like a relationship is not going great, you don't function very well with each other, or any troubles to them can be seen. Then very good for long distance and foreign travels, or any kind of travels, long distance, short distance, foreign travels, living in foreign. It depends on the yogas, but generally very favorable for traveling. Then excellent for several fields: sales, trade, supply, logistics, transportation, writing, creativity, dance, music, fitness, healthcare, life science, tax, diplomacy, occults, Jyotish, research and development and analysis, any kind of jobs related to that, secret services, detectives, defense, police, aviation, because 12th house is jails also. So defense and police and aviation and aerospace and merchant navy, marine sector. Okay, so these are certain things in 12th house. And it shows that in 12th house it can show losses due to carelessness. Third lord in 12th house, losses due to carelessness and valuelessness, and wasteful expenses on luxuries. 12th house is luxuries. So when I say losses, it can be monetary loss also, loss of assets, loss of money. But when I say loss can be of anything: loss of relationships, loss of people, loss of good things in life which you regret later. Why? Because of your own valuelessness or your own careless, irresponsible, indisciplined, extremely overly lethargic approach. So if that kind of attitude is prevailing, it is suitable to a certain extent. If it is very much badly placed, Sun and Mars are destroyed, let's suppose in the chart, third lord in 12th house, person will not be very much not forget about very much, will not be disciplined at all, will not have any sense of responsibility. So it will be like quite a lot lethargy, quite a lot of indiscipline, carelessness, does not want to do anything, leave things incomplete, no self-confidence, lost and confused and misdirected, and it's like I just want to be, I don't know what I want to do, and I don't want to do anything also. That kind of negative approach can be built up if Sun and Mars are badly placed and third lord is in 12th house damaged. So, but in general, if it is, even if it is well placed, like we discussed all the good aspects, still it becomes a matter of concern that here the person needs to have a sense of value and care for things in life. So these are the points for third house in all 12 houses. I hope that you like the video. If you are new to my channel, subscribe below for all information and post and reels. You can connect on my Facebook page, Instagram, website for courses and consultation. The links are shown in description. Otherwise, we'll meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.